pretty close. Bottom line, though, is the Sony tracks better than the LG.
Okay. Interesting.
I mean, anyone who does tracking for this stuff can clearly see that. That's just how it's always been.
Okay.
And
It's a different implementation, right? The LG is using the chip-based hardware implementation, right? And
Are you speaking of Dolby Vision?
yeah, isn't the LG still using the chip-based Dolby Vision?
Yes, but the LG can actually accept both versions. Sony only uses the low latency version of Dolby Vision,
right?
Which in layman's terms, it's just meaning that the source equipment actually does the Dolby processing instead of the TV. So it's called player led in layman's terms. The LG can do what's called TV led, which is it'll take the Dolby's signal and process it itself, or it can do the low latency also. Now, when it comes to Dolby Vision, I know everyone thinks that the Sony is dimmer than the LG, but it really depends. First and foremost, you have to use the correct Dolby mode on the Sony. Most people assume with these OLEDs that the correct Dolby mode on the Sony is Dolby Dark. That's incorrect.
Right.
If you measure Dolby, which you can measure Dolby, and you look at the EOTF, you will see that in Dolby Dark, it tracks to the right of the PQ, which means that it's automatically going to be dimmer. And it's kind of, I understand why Dolby does it. I don't understand why Sony chose these labels with this, because it's kind of confusing to the consumer. Dolby Bright is the correct mode to use on the Sony OLEDs if it's available. So for the A8H, Dolby Bright is the correct mode because it tracks the PQ pretty much the way it should.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, having said that, on the LG, as long as the LG is receiving a TV-led Dolby signal, it will track PQ correctly.
Yep.
If it receives a Dolby low latency signal,
It's different.
which I have confirmed that some sources do send this
Yep.
to the actual display, it's going to track Dolby just like the Sony does in Dolby Dark.
Yep. And we didn't know this for a really long time. For those listening, Dwayne did this experiment about a month ago, I think it was. And it was like a real eye-opener to everybody, because we always thought that the Sony and the LG operated the same way, meaning that the dark Dolby Vision mode would be the most accurate, you know. But, of course, now you have all these nuances, player LED and TV LED, so it depends on what you're sending the TV to which is the most accurate mode. It's really interesting.